Hey guys, how you doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Um, so as you can see, we're moving around inside we're in March. Moving around, getting some stuff done. Um, Not a whole lot to do in March. Just brought you in to show you that I'm just moving some pallets around and being happy, I guess you could say. We are dumping more sorghum because we need the flour. Let's see what else we got over here. We have sugar. Sugar. I think guys might have seen this. We've got flour over there. We're gonna grab it. Just doing some moving around and getting this sorted out, and then we'll be moving on into the next month. So as you can see, the sugar we don't need anymore. So I'm pretty sure that I've cut all production for that at the moment. I'll double check in a little bit, but we fed the chickens. The chickens we're going to have to do something about because we now have a lot of chickens. Um, we have 2 months worth of new chickens. I'll just show you now. As you can see, we've got this one, and this one. That's 125 is what we wanted. Well, we got another 50 and another 75. Now the food was almost gone. Um, so we're gonna have to knock those two out here shortly. Um, just grab some of the flour that was made out of this production. Excellent. That goes straight up to the bakery. And of course, we can't pick up that big roll on this one, so we'll have to get the other one, but we need to get that pile of stuff there as well. And we got two of those, so those are going into making parsnips. But we will bring you back in when I get all this sorted out and get all this moved around and everything. And yeah, we'll get things happening. All right, guys. So for those of you that don't know, like I've been sitting here trying to figure it out. Apparently, this opens, and this gate back here opens as well. Although honestly, I I really don't know what you would fit through here. Um, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, this opens up, and you have to come in here and pull it out yourself. So, look out, cows. Get out the way. Come on, I got things to do. I got way too much. Well, what's going on here? Let's see if we can move it around a little bit. There we go. Why are you laying in the middle of the... I don't know. Come on, Moo Cow. Get out the way. Come on. There you go. Alright. So yeah. Well, I'll have to move this a little bit, huh? So we can set this up. But yeah, anybody that has that 5 bay cow shed, if you don't want to do the manual thing like this, looks like you'll have to find another shed. So, it is what it is. But I'm not going to because, quite frankly, um, that would, at this point in time, I've already set this up. I've already got 30 cows in there. I am not even about to change that. We've got another, what, 9 months? 9 months, yeah. About 9 months before we are finished with the challenge. So, um, yeah, I'm not going to change it now. That would mean I'd have to sell the cows off. That means their health goes again and all that stuff. And honestly, I am just not up for that. That would be painful, to say the least. Come on, guys. You can do this, right? What is... The poor cows. I mean, look at them. There's so much in here that they can't even get around it. Holy cow. Pun intended. But yeah, so I have been thinking, you know, Krusty came up with this challenge, and it was all about feeding your family and, you know, this being self-sustaining farm. I've been thinking about that, and I've been wondering to myself, if your farm is going to be self-sustaining, what does that mean exactly? What does self-sustaining mean? Well, my thought is self-sustaining, and this is just my perspective and my opinion, but if you're going to have a self-sustaining farm, that farm needs to be able to feed you, not necessarily clothe you, but I mean, I guess you could if you really wanted to. You need to be able to also make money off of it, because if you can't make money off your farm, that means you have to have a job, which means you have less time on the farm, which means things can get really painful. You know what I mean? Like, this is not working out well. I mean, if I have to, yep, we're having fun. We are definitely having fun. But yeah, like I said, I would think it'd have to sustain you monetarily as well, because it's, I mean, look at this farm. I mean, you know, there's no way you could do even a 9-to-5 job and then come home and run all this. That would be insane. I mean, would you even be able to sleep? I mean, about the only thing you can do is, you know, get up in the morning, kiss your honey goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, you know, because she's going to be asleep by the time you get home. Have a shower, then go out, do work around the farm, homestead, and then you're up the next morning to do it all over again. I mean, that's yeah, you won't survive on that long. I'll be honest. I know that for a fact, because when I was truck driving, you know, there were times when I wouldn't be home for 3 months, just running hard and trying to make the money, because you just, unfortunately, you couldn't come home every weekend. It's not how you make money in truck driving. So, you know, it's tough to have even 10 acres of you know, usable land and still be able to come home and take care of all 10 acres by yourself. That is practically an impossible job, to be quite honest. I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you're going to do it, then you want to be able to stay on that farm in case any problems crop up. So I think, to me, well, what are you doing? Come on. No, don't do it. Don't do it. If we move forward, there we go. A little bit more. There we go. It's amazing to me that 1,600 odd liters will flip this over. That amazes me. And yet, bales, not a problem. Physics in this game is hilarious. Alright. Anyway, back to the whole how do you make a living? I don't understand. Well, we have honey, right? I mean, we're making a ton of it. I'll say a ton. It's not quite a ton. Well, yeah, technically, I guess it is. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. What I'm trying to get to is, do you guys know if there are any like honey production? Like, I mean, is it just raw honey? There are other things that you can make out of honey, right? Um, I'm kind of trying to figure out if we could do sort of a. I mean, I'm thinking seriously of going and grabbing. I think I actually have the apple orchard because like if this was sort of a semi-real situation, and I've got kids, I've got grandkids here, and then we've got you know me, and I'm the main worker on this farm. Um, don't see anybody else out doing this. Um, what happens when if I go? What then? What if I decide? Okay, I don't want to. I want to. Let's say in my head, I decided that next year, after I've completed this challenge and got everything running on the farm good, I want to go out into the never lands in the back and beyond and start a homestead there. Okay, what happens here? Like, how do I make sure that my family here is still able to do what needs to be done? Like, am I going to be able to make sure that they're able to sustain themselves and their income? So, like, I mean, it's a little crazy with some of the requirements on this homestead. But let's just say that after I leave, they don't need quite as much. So let's say they just need basically year 2 requirements or thereabouts. Well, we know because we've already set it up that they could make year 2, especially on what we've got right now. They could easily make it. So any extra would be sellable. Now, some people have said that like all the stuff you collect. I mean, maybe I understood crusted, but to me, when you say, okay, you are collecting money, or you're collecting this to feed your family, right? So if you look at it that way, if I'm collecting all this stuff to feed my family, that would mean that my family is being fed, and it's technically not sellable. You can't sell it because it's gone already. The food's been eaten, so it's technically eaten. So there's no way for me to sell it at the end of the year. So that's why I always delete mine, because to me it's gone. Like, my family hated it. It's gone. So now the next question would be, what do we do from there? And that means that everything beyond a certain point would be sellable. So that means that, like, if you produce stuff that's more than enough for, say, year 3, and you're only needing year 2, then obviously you're able to meet the requirements for year 2 and then sell everything else. So that would be money making. But unfortunately, I can't tell you how much that is money-wise because I have no idea. I haven't sold any of it. But whoa, what are you doing? That's me being silly, guys. Okay. Well, apparently I didn't put enough down to worry about it. Okay, so we're gonna stick this in here for the time being because it makes it easier. Um, we'll get it out later and sell it. But I guess what I'm leaning to is I want to put something in that is also a money producer. And I'm thinking I might put an apple orchard in somewhere. If I continue to have the amount of cows that I have now, then two of those fields, those two, what can I say? This field and this field, that combined field is going to have to remain to maintain the TMR that's needed for these two barns. So that's that. That's just the way that's going to work. Um, so I thought that along that long field, I could set up a small apple orchard along with, um, I mean, because we already have greenhouses that produce um, sorghum. So we're not going to have to plant any. And, you know, um, what is it, 8,000 liters, I think it is, of sorghum a month should easily keep the bakery operating. Then, of course, you've got the preserves and all that stuff. So I think the next thing I'm going to do, just for basically some monetary income, extra monetary income, because forestry is not going to always be there. You know, eventually you're going to run out of trees on the property. Now, in saying that, that's not to say that neighbors might not cut down trees and bring them to you and want you to sawmill them and stuff like that. That is completely possible. It happens in the South down here quite often. You know, you got trees on your property, you cut them down, but, you know, you want them sawmilled up, and then, you know, you take them to somebody's sawmill, and they're like, okay, well, I'll do it for X amount. Or some of them actually do it for, or so I've heard, will do it for some of the board length. Like, because they want to, they might have projects around their house that they want to do, you know? So, yeah. Some of these cows, they are just, they're like, no, I ain't moving, I don't care. But, and then some of them, you know, drive right through them, no problem. But yeah, I thought that maybe it would be ideal. I mean, I guess it's true that we could always do a tree farm. I haven't really thought about that. Maybe we could do both. Anyway, guys, um, we'll cut back out. I'm gonna get this finished up, and then we'll bring you back. We'll probably be in April at that point. And, we did get some more eggs. We already have a pallet that's in storage now. We got another pallet that's almost full or half full, something like that. We did get one box of honey. Woohoo! That's giving me great optimism. So yeah, I back short of. Okay, guys. So we have set up over here. We have put in these two orchards. I've put them back to back. I've put, let's see here. Is this, anyway. Okay, so we put in two apple tree groups. I don't know what that means. I saw this on Rusty Money Gaming, and he had some apple trees going. We put these in. As you can see, we put some water into them. Our distribution should take care of the rest of it. We haven't put any manure, no seeds, none of that. I don't know if I need that because it just says apples and then it says apples plus manure and then apples plus seeds plus manure and blah, 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 blah. For now, we're going to test out just the apple part and see what it does. And then I put this juice production thing here. I don't know what it does. I haven't even been inside. Oh, look at here. Boy, that's the old way of doing it right there. Yes, sir. Yep. You might want to have some upper body strength for that one. What is that? Is that blueberries? Can we have blueberries? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I took a part of this field, um, just kind of like, leveled this area out a little bit more, because it was fairly level already. We had to go up to about here. I actually looked at maybe pushing it on up here and maybe doing another set, like another two built like this. But I decided, no, we're just going to do the two, test those out, see how they go. So that will give us another income stream. Um, I'm also looking, Rusty had some melons, I think melon greenhouses or something like that. We're going to see how well this works first, and then we may decide that up here, maybe out here, because I'm going to decorate this entire line right here. It's going to sort of look like this, kind of continue the line here, and I'm going to do it all the way through up to there. So I'm thinking I might use this little strip here to put in any further productions, and these two will remain meadows. And that way, this can keep putting out TMR for our cattle barns for the Dairy Queens. And then we can kind of smooth and level and blah, 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 all this right here, to produce further income. I think that will be my main focus during year 3, is to fix it to where, at the end of year 3, this homestead is not only self-sufficient in producing food, drink, etc., but also in producing income that will allow it to continue on for however long, you know. Now I may not be able to get that just in what, it's April now, so I may not be able to get that in 8 months. I think it's 8 months. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, 8 months. Yeah. I may not be able to make that happen in 8 months, but I'm gonna try. Um, Again, I think that if you're gonna have a homestead, that not only do you have to produce the food and mostly everything else that you know you need on the homestead, but you should also be able to produce an income that will allow you to remain on the homestead without having to do uh, massive amounts of contracts and stuff like that. One of the reasons that I really like picking up, um, trees in a plot of land that I'm going to buy is because it gives you that initial head start, so to speak. It helps you to be able to sustain, because when we first started, like, we only had, what was it, those two greenhouses. I think it was just those two and one other. I think we had, no, we didn't have that. I think we just had two of them, and then a cow barn there. And I mean, obviously, we had, the cattle barn over here and the pigsty. But I mean, basically, it was just this was it. This was it. So, um, we didn't have a lot happening, and we didn't have a lot to sell because, if you remember, in the first year, most of the stuff that we were selling off, we didn't have a lot of extra, and you're not going to have a lot extra. So like I said, I think that, I'm planning to do a survival thing, but my rules are going to be a little bit different. I mean, obviously, we're in year 3 now, and our requirements for the end of the year, you can see them in the description. But 20 pallets of bread? I mean, that's almost like feeding an NFL pro football team. 20 pallets for a year? Holy crap. 20 pallets of cheese. I don't know of anybody that eats that much cheese. I mean, honestly, if you're eating that much cheese, you're probably going to have some issues in your digestive system. Just saying. It's a possibility. Milk, 10,000 liters of milk. That's a lot of milk. I mean, I'm just Googling randomly Googling, whatever you want to call it. So how much milk does a person need per day? There you go. 3 cups. Three cups. So um 732 milliliters. So I think it's 1,000 milliliters to a liter. Hang on. Let me just double check that. Yeah. Um, I have to learn to type again. And a liter. How many milliliters in a liter of water? Uh, I mean, there we go. Uh, a thousand. Yeah, 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. And per day, it's saying that the adult general guideline would be that it's recommended that you drink 732 milliliters a day. So that's 1 liter of milk a day per adult, and 1 liter of milk a day per child. So they recommend 2 to 3 cups per day, depending on the age. So, um, just call it a liter a day. Um, that's still not going to amount to. I mean, okay, let's just say, um, you got 2 adults and 2 kids. That's 4,000 liters, 4,000 milliliters a day, and we're rounding up, mind you. Um, that's 4,000 milliliters a day, which is 4 liters a day. Um, that's 28 liters a week. 28 liters a week. Um, I'm not even thinking that 28 liters a week. There's 52 weeks in a year. That means a family of four, 2 adults, 2 children, is going to drink 1,456 liters in a year. A year. And we need 10,000 liters? Yeah, I think we're getting pretty close to that football team thing we're going on. So I'm gonna try to be a little bit more reasonable with those. I was thinking, 1,000, 2,000 liters, depending on the size of your family. Now, like if you're by yourself, 1,000 liters a year probably get you done. 1,000, 1,500. So call it 2,000 liters of milk a year is what you're going to need at most. I'd say 1,000. You can do it. And then if you add a second adult, that's 2,000. You add 3 children, that's 5,000. So that would be your you need to maintain thing. You need to maintain 5,000 liters a year for your family to drink milk. And obviously, that's saying that you're going to drink milk every day, which I don't know many people that drink milk in those quantities every day. Like, I just don't know a lot of people that do. Um, but just being reasonable, that's what you would need to maintain. Um, 5,000 liters a year is pretty easy to get to. Pretty easy. Um, but 5,000, listen to me, I'm an idiot. Um, 2,000. $2,000 a year for a family of four. Call it 3,000 for a family of six. Anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry. Why do you guys keep letting me do that? Jesus. Um, so we're going to leave that here for the time being. I've been working on this for about 3 hours, trying to get everything sorted. So tomorrow when we come back, I'm thinking maybe this will be ready. We did put down some new meadow grass. It's not ready yet. So when this gets up as high as that, that's when we'll cut it. So it's probably not going to be next month. It'll probably be July. But we need more. I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are going through some TMR. Look here, down to under 400,000. We basically started this year with 536,000 liters of TMR. These girls, these Dairy Queens are going through some food now. I ain't even gonna lie. But on the other side of the coin, they're producing about 9,000 liters of milk a month. Um, just quick notes. Let's see if we look in here. We have got a fair bit in there now. Okay. You know about the rice, the lettuce. We got 12 pallets of that. So we're already on track to make 20 pallets by the end of the year. We are a little behind on our tomatoes. We've only got 9, but we still got 8 months to catch up to get to 20. And gnocchi, we're almost done. I think we need 20. Hang on, let me check my notes. Wherever they might be. Give me just a second. Let's see. We need, yep, 20 pallets of mushrooms, and we are 5 away from that. Looking great. Cheese, we're up to 11 pallets. We need 9 more pallets, and we're good for the year. Strawberries, pretty close as well. We're looking good in strawberries. Butter, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Parsnips, we've got 7 here, and I think we've got 2. Yes, we have 2 in Maya's bakery. So we're waiting on 1 more pallet, and we're done with this. We can shut that production down. We already have 2 of these sitting in Maya's as well. So all these, we've got this, we've got that. We've got those. We've got those eggs. We've got 2 pallets in now. We've got almost a full pallet over there again. The little chickens the yard birds are doing really, really well. So I think we need 6 for this year. So we should be on track. Wait. 4 months, 2 pallets of eggs. 4 months, 2 pallets of eggs. Yeah, we are barely on track. I may add some more chickens. So yeah, we're doing pretty good there. I did get rid of our young chickens. We got 1,000 liters in here. Oh, we're down to 927. They had more chickens again. So we're wiping those out. Let's see here. I think this holds 500. Yeah, it holds actually holds 503. So we're going to get some 6-month-olds. Yeah, no. I don't even think we can. I don't think 1,000 liters of feed would even feed 500. I want to get 25 more. I think that should be good. Because they start laying around 6 months. At the same time they can start reproducing, is basically. So with 150, we should be in good shape, I think. I think so. We'll check next year. or next month. We do have already half a pallet in here. I may need to add another 25 just to be on the safe side. Um, we got some sorghum out of storage out of that one and dumped it in here. Now we're up to 3,200 liters again. And yeah, oh, we have, because these aren't in there, I haven't put anything in there. But bread wise, we have 10 pallets of bread. Look at that. Looking good, looking good. And we have almost, well, we have 40, almost 4,700 liters of flour in here. So this is producing quite well, and we do have more sorghum up here. That's 5 pallets of sorghum. So we may pull those down and take them down to the productions and then put more bread up there. I think the next 3 will go here. And that way this will look like a full shelf and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm a little pedantic about things like that. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna call it there. Like I said, I have been working on different things around here, like the manure out of that. I think I have to get slurry out of the other one. Hang on, let me look. God, so much to try to remember. Um, no, the slurry should be good until next month. Then we'll have to take and do something with it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it because I don't have fields to put slurry on. And I can't sell it. The last time I got rid of it, what I did was I bought. Let's go. I'll show you. I came down here to the barrel tankers. Yeah, these. And I think I bought that one. Yeah, I bought that one. And I did that. And I put slurry in it. And then I sold it back. I lost money on it, but whatever. I don't know what else to do with it. You know, because there's nothing I can find. So I'm like losing money on that, I guess. But there's nothing I can find um, in my mods that I have. And I kind of looked around on the mod hub for a little bit, and I still couldn't find anything that would tell me to do something with slurry. I mean, like I have something. I think it's was it this one? I think it might be this one, maybe somewhere. I think it was an addable trigger. Yeah, I think it was addable trigger. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. I think it was this one. Yes, this one. You can put this down and like it will turn slurry into like a fertilizer, but you have to have lime. And I don't have any way to make lime. So that means I would have to buy it from the store in order to do it. And we're not really wanting to do that because we're not if we to me if I had look if I had a bigger if let's say that I had this and I had this back here. This would all be, this would be turned into probably not this one because the house and stuff would probably be back here. But then all of this would be turned into like fields, actual crop fields. And then I could justify putting something like that in because I would use that fertilizer on my fields. Or I'd just plain out grab slurry and put it on the fields. But considering that I'm only growing grass here, that's it. I mean, like meadow grass. I can't really justify putting it, like putting that in. So, yeah. If one of you guys knows of a different way to get rid of it, like to be able to sell it or something, please let me know if there's a mod out there or something like that that does it. I would greatly appreciate it. But we're going to leave it at that now. And yeah, we will catch up with you tomorrow, or I may drop another video tomorrow. This one's going to upload tomorrow. but I might not upload my next one until Sunday, I think. We're going to probably move through this year pretty quickly because of the fact that we really don't have that much to do except for make TMR to keep the Dairy Queens fed. And that's basically all we can do because we just don't have the fields to be able to do anything else. So, I mean, I may have gone a little bit overkill with the cows, but I would rather be, um, I'd rather go over than be short. So, all right, guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for coming in and listening to me ramble and some of my opinions and thoughts and all that good stuff. I greatly appreciate you taking your time. I know you're busy, but I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and coming in and spending a little bit of time here. And we'll catch up with you later. Have a great day, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. Thank you. Oh, if you like this, please hit the like. Maybe subscribe if you feel like it. Just because apparently the algorithm, I don't know. I'm not a YouTube person per se, but apparently the algorithm, it helps the algorithm or something. If you didn't like something in here, please put it down in the comments. Let me know. You know, I've definitely got room for improvement here. I know that. So, with that said, thanks, guys. Take care.